Welcome back to Power Sports Garage. In this episode, I'm going to install a new sound bar that I bought from CF MOTO. It's an MB Quart brand that CF MOTO and MB Quart collaborated together and come up with this sound bar. Things I like about it, it mounts overhead rather than behind your head. I like that a little bit better, so you can have more accessibility to the controls on it, be right above your head rather than trying to reach behind you. It is Bluetooth compatible, and it also has a USB port, so you can plug in a flash drive with music on it if you want to. It also has AM/FM antenna, so it will pick up some stations. The antenna, I don't know if it's going to be very good, especially some of the places where I go riding. It's probably not going to pick up anything, but for the most part, the specifications on it seem to be pretty good. So I'm going to get this installed and see what it sounds like, and I'll let you guys know. So to install this, what I decided to do is just take the top off of the side by side so I'd have easier access to the top of the roll bars, because the sound bar bracketry mounts around the roll cage on top. So one of the things that I didn't like about this soundbar is there were no instructions or labeling on the bracketry that holds the soundbar on the roll cage. So, and the reason that's important is there's two sets of brackets for the soundbar, and depending upon which CF MOTO side-by-side that you have determines which brackets that you use. So to me, it would be real simple for them to just label the brackets. This is for the ZF 950, this is for the UForce, or whatever the case may be. But they didn't do that, so I mean, it's not the end of the world. Of course, you can figure it out, but it would have been nice if that was labeled, and they were not. I was disappointed in that, just simply because this is not a cheap sound bar. It's I'd say it's on the higher end of sound bar prices. And to me, I just expected that it would have a little more detail on the installation than what it does. Now, what I did is I just measured across the top of the row bars to get a rough, measurement how wide it is. Then I went to the sound bar and measured out that approximate distance and snugged the bolts up to hold it in place, to hold the brackets in place, just good enough so I could set it up on the roll bar and then make, final adjustments to exactly where the brackets needed to go in order to mount them to the roll bar. So for the wiring harness, what I did is I got some zip tie bases that have the 3M adhesive back on them, and stuck those to the top side of the brackets that hold the sound bar on top, and just stuck those on there, zip tied the wiring harness on top. That way it kind of keep it out of the way, keep it from dropping down or falling down, and also kind of protect it from weather and stuff like that. So that's what I did. So on the wiring harness, running the wires down to the battery location. There's not really a good way to get them down there, so you just have to basically zip tie them to the roll bar, run them down at least where the roll bar goes down into the dash section of the side-by-side. From there I was able to fish the wires under the dash and get them hooked up. Okay, so what I've done here is I pulled the center dash section out, the one with all the little flip switches on it, so I could gain access to the back side of it and get to the wiring harnesses. What I'm looking for is the wiring harness that goes to the ignition switch so that it only has 12 volts coming from the ignition switch when you turn the side-by-side on. That way it will power up the sound bar only when the key is turned on. Basically just like your car, right? So that's what I'm doing here.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this outside so we got some better lighting and I can show you exactly what all I've done to get this wired up. And I'll show you a few other things that I wasn't real happy with on this speaker bar. So let's get it pulled outside and take a good look at it. Okay, so what I've done here is I hooked the accessory wire up, this orange wire coming from the speaker bar, to the accessory ignition wire. So when I turn the key on, power bar comes on like it should. It turns off when you turn the key off. Okay, so I heat shrink wrapped that connection there so it's water resistant, and then I zip tied it to the connector there so you know it can't come apart or anything. So that's done. Here's where I grounded it, right there to that, and then ran the power wire out to the battery. I'll show you that real quick. So here's the fused power wire coming from the speaker bar going direct to the battery, positive side of the battery. So there, it's all hooked up. The one thing I was going to show everybody that I wasn't too thrilled about is if you look at these bolts that hold the brackets on to the top of the bar, I ended up putting these bigger washers on it, and the reason being is the slots that are in this power bar are just a little bit big for the lock washers that they sent with the bolts. And so when you go to tighten it down, the lock washer tends to go down into the slot of the bracket, and I just didn't like the way it felt, didn't like the way it was tightening up. So I happen to have these big washers in just my stash here at my house, so I went ahead and put them washers on there so it would bridge that slot better and just made it feel like a better connection. So now I'm going to get the roof back on, and I'll see if I can find some kind of music to play that's not copyrighted so I can put it on my YouTube channel here, and so we can see what it sounds like. And thanks for watching. God bless. Okay, so let's see what it sounds like. So I do have this playing from my USB stick right here.